Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name's Chase, and welcome to Chase Packs. On 3 separate occasions, the Pokemon Company has announced that they are going to try and print to demand. And in this video, I'm going to give you my opinion on where I think they're going to focus those reprints. Um, you know, if you remember, it feels like forever ago now, but if you remember, Twilight Masquerade was kind of the first booster box that came out and went up in price significantly. If I can remember correctly, at one point, not too long after release, it was like $170, which was, for the Scarlet and Violet era, was unheard of, right? Because most of these boxes came out and they were like $90, $95, like damn near wholesale price for a lot of these booster boxes. So, in my opinion, I think that the Pokemon Company is going to try and focus a lot of the reprint efforts. Really, I would say Twilight Masquerade to Destined Rivals. Now, does that mean that they can't reprint Paldea Evolve, Scarlet and Violet Base, Obsidian Flames, 151, Paradox Rift? No, that doesn't mean it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But the reason I say that I think they're going to focus on, kind of temporal forces beyond maybe Twilight Masquerade and beyond, like I said, up until Destined Rivals, is just because, right, like when Twilight Masquerade came out, that box didn't, tank down to $99 like the rest of them did. And the Greninja was kind of the chase card of the era there for a while. So I just have a feeling, because of the fact that ever since Twilight, especially since Shroud and Fable, that's when this hype really started. That's when this bull market really was very noticeable to everyone, right? I think it was, if you looked into other TCGs, if you were paying attention when Twilight Masquerade, didn't come out and immediately go down to $90, I think at that point we probably should have realized that things were changing, but a lot of us didn't, me included. But that being said, again, in this video, I'm just going to cover some of the sealed products. Some of the products that I think are going to get the majority of the reprints in the near future. And then I'll get into at the end, I'll get into my opinions on what I think, for me at least, what I'm going to try and do, where I'm going to put my money in the Scarlet and Violet era, and, what I think the smart play will be. So let's get into it here. The Temporal Forces booster box. So it's sitting at $196 market price. One of the only booster boxes that is below 200 in the Scarlet and Violet era. I haven't checked on the base set in a while, but I think it's still sitting under $200. But I think base set and Temporal Forces, if I remember correctly, I think they're the only two under $200. So on the 3-month chart, it's up 20%. So, April 26th to the 28th had 15 items sold at 196. I don't think this is a bad pickup at all. And to be honest with you right now, I mean, this stuff's going so hot. This stuff's selling fast, and it's just, I don't think picking up any booster box in this era at this point under $200 is a bad move at all. Temporal Forces had those, had that pull rate change. That probably has a little bit to do with the market price being under $200 in this booster box, because it's, for a lot of people, it's just not all that fun to open, right? And yeah, I guess I could see that's probably one of the only reasons that it's under $200. But it was, if you guys remember correctly, it was the last booster box. Well, now I'm second guessing myself. Wasn't it the last booster box? You guys let me know if I'm wrong. Wasn't it the last booster box to sell out on the Pokemon Center website? I'm pretty sure. Okay. Twilight Masquerade, market price $224 on this box. Over on the 3-month chart is up 19%. Looks like we got a high of $232 at its point. So, not far off its high. It's pretty much 230, low 230s to low 220s here. So another booster box that, getting in at 224, yeah, it might be worth it. I'm just gonna let me go through these prices, and I'm gonna tell you where I'm putting my money right now in the Scarlet and Violet era. So Shrouded Fable, obviously we don't have a booster box here for this one, right? Not a main set. Market price $54. You can find these things almost anywhere, it seems like. Um, every time I log into Walmart, their website, these are up for sale for $55. I went in there the other day. They had nothing on the shelves. I tried to catch a stock, and I just went up to the guest counter and asked if they had any Pokemon products, and they brought out a Shrouded Fable ETB. So I feel like these things are everywhere, and pretty much, yeah, $54 market price is kind of where you can find these anywhere, as long as they have them. Like I said, Walmart always has these stocked. It seems like Stellar Crown, $200 market price on this booster box. So let's look at some of the sales here. Yeah, 200. Okay. Yeah, 192 there. Stellar Crown's one of those booster boxes that this is honestly, out of all these booster boxes we're going to look at here, this is probably the one I'm the least interested in. The cards in this set just don't do it for me. The set value for these cards, the set value for this set is not great. So this is one I'm staying away from, to be honest. Surging Sparks, market price $250. You know, it had a high point here in the beginning of March of 264. So, you know, pretty significant drop. It's you know, it's hovering around 1.2% on the 3-month chart. So it's down a decent bit, 246. 24 items sold here at the end of April. So, but Surging Sparks, this box is one of those boxes. If you get in at 260, 245, you know, as long as you don't plan on buying this thing and flipping it, I think that's a fine price. I could easily see this box getting up to $400, $500. I don't think this will ever settle below 250 ever in the long run. So Prismatic, obviously we don't have a booster box for this one though, right? So this is not the PC ETB. This is a regular ETB. Market price 123. So this came down pretty significantly. The high point here was what, 142 the beginning of March. So, you know, 120, 354 items sold at $120. So these have been restocked recently. I know my local Target got like 20 of these things, and they were gone in an hour. I think I went in like an hour maybe an hour after they stocked the shelf, and they were all gone. And like I said, they had like 20 ETBs in there. So yeah, these are really hard to find, and this is another product, just like Surging Sparks booster box. Buy it at 142, buy it at 120. It doesn't matter. This ETB is going to settle way above 142, obviously 123. This is probably going to be a $200 booster box for its lifetime, if not more. So I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about picking this thing up $150 or picking this thing up at 120, because in the grand scheme of things, this ETB is always going to be one of the most sought after sealed products in Scarlet and Violet. I brought up the booster bundles. I have 2 of these, which is, I love booster bundles. Like if I can't get a booster box, I'm looking for booster bundles. Obviously the ETBs are very collectible. People want the ETBs, but if you're just looking for packs and you're not looking to pay for dice and sleeves that you don't want, booster bundles are a great option. Market price $79 though. Man, if you can find these at Target, I got 2 of them at Target for, what was it? Ended up being like $30 with tax. I mean, these 6 packs going for $80. Crazy. But Prismatic, I mean, what a hype set though, so I'm not surprised. Journey Together, market price $214. What was the high? 265 was the high. So dropping pretty significantly. I think Journey Together is one of those sets that if we weren't in this market that we're currently in, this box would not be $214. Like, comparatively, to Surging Sparks, I don't think this box should be anywhere close to Surging Sparks price, right? If Surging Sparks is $250, and in my opinion, and like I said, if it wasn't for the market, if Surging Sparks is $250, I think this box should be $180. But that's just my personal opinion, right? Because you guys could love the trainer cards, you could love this set in general, and compared to Surging Sparks for you, it might not be. It might be worth $250. So, but this box, 168 items sold at the end of March for $265. Like I said, again, we're down to $214 market price. This is a box that I can wait on. And with Destined Rivals coming out, and some of the stuff that Pokemon has coming up, $214. I can wait on it. I can see if it gets down to 200 or less. Not that I think it will. It might get down to 200. I don't know if it'll get below 200 though. Okay, I brought up the Prismatic Evolutions, the SPC here. May 16th, I think, is the release date for this. So this is a product. I mean, considering that you can't get a booster box of Prismatic, this is the product you want. Market price $294. I mean, unreal. I think the MSRP on this is what, $99? So $294 is a crazy price. That's a crazy price. What are these selling for? I mean, at one point these were for over $500 and being sold or pre-sold. But still, I mean, crazy. Yeah, beginning of March, $521. So, I mean, we're down significantly. I think everybody was kind of expecting that. I don't think anybody was expecting these to stay pre-sailing for over $500, but $294 market price is a crazy price for this box. But it is a fantastic sealed product, a fantastic collectible, a fantastic investment if you can get your hand on one or two or as many as you can, to be honest with you. So, okay, I did bring up Destined Rivals. I know it hasn't released yet, so this is all, you know, pre-sale numbers here. Market price $284. Came out $384. So dropped down $274, back up to $318, and like I said, we're sitting at $284 right now. Let's look at some of the listings we have down here. Okay, $284. So they're all pretty much spot on here. $284. There's a $282 there. Guys, in my opinion, I never buy. I never pre-order. Not in this market. I don't pre-order anything. I don't pre-sale anything, because you know how it goes. It's the, you know, you get a pre-order for $284 or $250, right? You wait a month, and then the price goes up to $310, and then your order gets canceled, right? So it's like, it's just not for me. And these one of these boxes, like, I just wait until these get released. I wait until they get released. I see what the prices do. I see where it settles out at. And if I'm happy where it settles out at, then I'll pick a box up or two if I want at that time. But I just don't do these pre-sale. I don't do, unless you're getting it from the Pokemon Center or somebody that you really trust that's not going to cancel your order when you, you know, overpay or underpay for a box, then, you know, I just don't do the pre-sale thing. But you know, that's just what I do. I never have. I've never pre-ordered any Pokemon product. I wait till the release day. Generally I wait a couple weeks and see where it settles at. But you know, also with this market, I don't blame people for just trying their best just to get a hold of something, because it's so hard nowadays. So you know, there is that aspect of it all. But guys, I wanted to end this video talking about where in the Scarlet and Violet era I want to put my money, where I'm putting my money at. And right now, it is Scarlet and Violet base, it is Obsidian Flames, it is Paldea Evolved, and it is 151. And Paldean Fates, if you can find it. Well, obviously it's hard to find any of these sets, right? But I'm sticking to the earliest part of the era, one for one. It's obviously the oldest part of the era, right? It's, you know, SV 1 through 4, SV 1 through 5. Because again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I feel like Pokemon is going to focus their reprint efforts mainly around Twilight Masquerade and forward, because Twilight Masquerade, again, was one of those boxes that we didn't see hovering around $99 forever, right? It got up to 170, like if my memory serves me, pretty quickly. And again, the big chase card, the Greninja, and I think everybody just realized it when Surging Sparks came out, that it was going crazy. But the market was going crazy. But I think Twilight Masquerade is when it kind of started kicking everything off, and nobody was really believing it or paying attention to it enough at that point. So that's where I'm putting my money. You know, if it's not Sword and Shield, which is mainly where I'm trying to focus my money right now, and it's not necessarily not even an investment thing. It's like, yes, if you are looking to invest, I 100% think you should be putting your money into Sword and Shield. I think you should be putting your money into the early Scarlet and Violet eras. And yes, if you can get your hands on Prismatic, do it. That's going to be an all-time set for Pokemon. Surging Sparks, not a bad idea. Destined Rivals, probably not going to be a bad idea to set your money there. But that's just my feeling on it, guys. You let me know. And obviously, like I said, again, I'm going to reiterate. Can they reprint any of the sets from the Scarlet and Violet era? They absolutely 100% can. It's just my personal opinion that I think they're going to focus Twilight Masquerade to Destined Rivals. So far is where mainly they're going to start pushing those reprints, because that is the point in time when a lot of people it was getting harder and harder for people to get their hands on things, especially when Surging Sparks released. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you think Pokemon's going to focus their reprint efforts, like I said, Twilight and up? Do you think they're going to just do a little bit of everything? Like, not a lot of people got their hands on Prismatic, right? Not a lot of people could open it. I got 2 booster bundles, and I think I only have two pack blisters, and I didn't open any of it because I was amazed that I got my hands on any product from Prismatic. So, and the Pokemon company knows that. They know that not a lot of people got their hands on Prismatic, and not a lot of people are opening it because it's hard to get. So I definitely think they're going to focus on Prismatic for sure, Surging Sparks for sure. But that second half of the Scarlet and Violet era has to be, just in my mind, it has to be where they focus. And I think if you can put some money in some Paldea Evolve booster boxes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, at least. But you guys let me know, how are you taking on the Scarlet and Violet era as it comes to where you're putting your money? Where are you trying to invest? Outside of collecting for right now is a different mindset for me when I'm talking about stuff like this in this video. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate it. And I will catch you in the next one. See ya.